my mic isn't super quiet compared to the rest of everyone. Okay, this should fix that a little bit. Okay, now, new countdown. Gonna make sure everything's alright. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. There, that's how you properly start this game. So welcome everyone to Battleblock Theater. I will be your runner of the day, or of this speed game. I have Denarius here for co-commentating.
Hello.
He is my co-op buddy, but we are not practiced enough in co-op to do co-op on the stream, sadly.
Yeah, I'm Jess's terrible co-op run partner. I'm kind of the scrubby speedrunning it out of the two of us, so I might ask some questions or just kind of like commentate without understand all of what's going on, but I have a vague idea.
I mean, you've seen me do this run plenty of times. Plus, like, the co-op run is fairly similar. Levels are slightly different, but most of it is still the same.
Oh yeah, I've definitely got the impression there's a lot of similarities, but I don't know like the ins and outs of the run, so like.
Oh god,
maybe,
terrible already. Right, we're having a great start, by the way.
Yeah,
I just failed a really easy skip in level 2.
So yeah, I usually get the impression that a lot of the early levels are like, a lot of people seem to get them very close. There's very few seconds between like the first step, the first like act, and maybe the second act.
And just in my current PB and chapter 1, Sum of Bast differ 4 seconds, I believe.
Yeah.
It might be a bit more, but it's very the first few chapters you can, or first chapter you can get very consistent. Because it's very tutorial-like. We do use a bunch of weapons, mostly the Force Bowl, which you've already seen quite a bit. The Force Bowl knocks everything in its neighborhood away. And we use that mostly to just boost ourselves to the location where we want to go. There is 3 ways we can use this. The first, actually, technically there is 4. You've actually seen that forced one already once, where I failed it in level 2. The first one I most use is you hug a wall, then you use a force ball. Second one is called the Omega Boost, where you hug a wall, and then do a frame perfect input to jump and launch the force ball at the same time, launching you even higher. This is a frame perfect trick on 60 FPS, 2 keys, and it's annoying. We do it a lot.
Well, you do it a lot because in the co-op run, the actual second person, as far as I'm aware and know for the runs, can't do any of the fancy single player like boosts. I just understand.
Because of the latency in co-op, frame perfect tricks are not possible in co-op. Only the host can do frame perfect tricks. However, the second player gets some nifty little things like pulling blocks through other blocks and stuff. Like, there's a fair trade-off of what like the second player gets to do.
Yeah, it's definitely like the fun trick that we've like been practicing. I say practicing recently to do, where you can like get rid of blocks on the map, but still getting that one down. But unfortunately, that won't be on this run because it is a co-op only thing.
Yes. However, what we'll see is a mega boost. We're gonna walk through walls, we're gonna dupe airplanes, and we're gonna see a lot of awesome stuff. Just, we're not gonna remove blocks and we're not gonna become immortal. Those are the only 2 things that we will not be doing and the co-op runners do. So here's the first instance of a different weapon. Gonna get the right position, and we're gonna launch a Frog Guy. Frog Guy helps. Frog Guy always helps. What he does is you can temporarily stand on him, and after that he explodes. You can throw him into water, stand on him, and he explodes.
Yeah, so pretty much if you decide for whatever reason, like some people do, that you don't need a co-op partner to play this game, just get yourself a Frog Guy. That's what happened to me, like, when Jess was originally running.
When we did our casual playthrough, I had already started speedrunning this game, and Ruben, aka Daenerys, was being a bit slow for my tasting on certain levels, so I just kinda skipped the co-op part by using Frog Guy. He still holds a grudge.
I wouldn't say a grudge, but I'll always, whenever I use Frog Guy, I'll always remember.
Never forget it. You know, Normally you can't exit levels immediately because that's a category, no level skips. However, in secret levels you can, because you still get a letter grade on your level. On your original level. And that's the important part in no level skips. So even though the category is called no level skips, we skip levels. Oh. I died. This is Boomerang Guy. We don't like Boomerang Guy.
Oh yeah, it's not looking so good compared to like what I'd assume a PB for just the first stage, but hopefully it's something you can make up on the later stages. But
I have in PB, I have in a single level 1.5 minutes time save, which I'm gonna need because this run is currently not going so great for my standard Battleblockness. I'm dying to stupid stuff, basically.
Well. Hopefully you can like warm up and like do better on the later stages, but yeah, this is not some frame perfect like first stage.
Random note: my PB is currently 1 hour 28 minutes and 30 seconds. So we have like 12 minutes to be able to go over estimate. Because this run can be very disastrous, you want to take a relatively wide estimate. Now, we're almost at the next part where we're going to use another different style to use the force ball in. Because if you use the force ball while standing on ice, and we're gonna show that even though I have to wait for this laser, you get launched vertically. Oh god. Cats are body blocking me! Okay, normally I do a backup strat for that one, but that strat is so cool to show, and I wanted to do that, but then a cat decided to body block me, and I didn't get to show it off.
That's just cats being cats, really. They always get in the way.
Yes. This is the only game where you don't feel bad when you punch a cat.
Oh, okay, well...
I don't know if anyone can name another game where you don't feel bad when punching a cat, please tell me, but this is the only game that I know of. These cats are evil.
Maybe they're just misunderstood. No, definitely evil. I've seen the videos.
Yes, they're evil. They're evil. Okay, so these are the finales. Every level chapter has 9 normal stages, 1 secret stage, 3 encores, and 2 finales. We do not do encores because they're not necessary for... they're only necessary for 100%. And all the other levels we do. Except, of course, secret levels, which we can skip through because, you know, by definition, it's not a level skip. Even though we skip a level. It makes sense, I promise. I am not going to do this 1 second time save that I was considering. If you do no mega boost there, you save 1 second. Also, you can send on lasers, which is nice.
So you're going for like how you planning on aggressive save strategies on this so far? Because I'm like not really sure which ones you've like done so far. So
we're gonna do the spike jump in chapter 5, which is technically a risky strat. But generally speaking, I'm gonna run this pretty safe and standard. Like I'm going to just do what I normally do. I'm not gonna do anything fancy.
Okay.
Unless there is so much hype for 7-2 skip, I will show 7-2 skip, but I'll lose 3 minutes on that.
Okay. But yeah, I don't really know the strategy, so I'm probably gonna have to ask about a lot of the different strategies you're using to like get around them, but we'll see.
Yeah, like again, Ruben is my co-op buddy. He knows how to co-op run pretty well, but single player he doesn't run. Like he's seen single player runs, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty normal. I got the good launch here as well, which saves quite a bit. And we're just gonna walk through this level as per normal. This level is really simple as soon as you get it. Chapter 2 is pretty much like chapter 1 with a tiny bit extra. Like they introduce a little bit more obstacles, but nothing major. And this run really doesn't start until you get to chapter 6. And at chapter 7 is going to like turn up the difficulty by a mile. Although I think chapter 7 is easier than chapter 6. I'm one of
definitely. Well, I haven't actually done so much like chapter 7 and 6, but in terms of like these current stuff, it mostly like looks like a lot, not very much like fancy like time savey stuff, just mostly run to where the exit is, or the secret ones you're doing now.
Yes. The secret song is great, by the way. We will not hear much of it because I'll exit out of it, but the music and sound in this game is just, it's hilarious. We'll see that soon enough. Now here's where we actually boost on ice and die because I overshot that. That sometimes happens. Not very often, but it sometimes does. And because Marathon Market did today.
Yeah. All I can really say is that's unfortunate, but well, it's like a few seconds lost. I'm not really sure like how much that comes out like in the grand scheme of things, but if you're consistently losing a few seconds, it's gonna add up.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
80 different levels on this.
88. There are 88 levels.
So 2 seconds each level's like kind of thing.
Also, most of this run in terms of optimization, of course, there is like the of course you need to learn the skips, and if you can't get them consistently, you're gonna lose time on it. But most of the time save that you'll find when you start running this game is just smoother walking.
Yeah,
like not bumping your head on that.
I've definitely felt that in our co-op runs.
Yeah.
Just
let's see. What's like super scary up and coming? Not much. It's very vanilla because chapter 2. Chapter 3 is going to be more interesting.
Yeah.
Chapter 2 is already... I let go of this block a little too soon and now I died because...
Well, there's not much else to say about that really. You just done goofed it.
Yes. As I said, it's like I forgot who was the person who said that. He has his own. It's his own law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
I feel like it's. I don't know.
Like that block moving there to no longer be a platform. There are movable blocks.
That's some unfortunate RNG because the blocks, as far as I can tell in this game, like those ones move almost completely randomly. I'm not sure if there's like any biases, but
no, those are complete. There are only 2 truly random things. Some things are like a little bit of a coin flip, but there are only 2 things that are completely random: the moving of those blocks and hat spawns, which we'll get to in a bit. Cat's movement can seem random, but it's completely manipulatable. However, it's frame perfect manipulation, so that can be kind of difficult.
Yeah. Like, the cats, when you're getting new, they seem to go, like, all over the place and just completely screw with you, but if you get a bit more used to it than I have, you can generally, like, work out how the cats are going to react to your doing, and you start getting, like, used to it in the runs, and from what I can tell, just get it, like, more perfect over time.
We'll soon get into cat manipulation that hopefully goes right. You never know because it sometimes varies because, again, frame perfect. But cats are manipulatable. Moving blocks aren't. Lasers are a little bit of a coin flip, but technically they're not random. They're cycle based. Rockets, directions and stuff is all either a coin flip or cycle based or both. That laser is also a cycle. A 1 in 8 chance that you get hit by that. I did not get it for once. That's a cat manipulation there. If you do not press any buttons whilst the cat jumps at, or whilst you hit that block, in single player, that cat will not touch you. In co-op, he will will specifically touch you if you don't press any buttons. Whereas if you don't, or if you do press buttons, then he will not respond. It's very weird to explain without showing you. But cats are manipulatable.
Yeah, definitely manipulatable.
Okay. I thought cannon cycles are we're just complete cycle based, but we don't know what determines that cycle. MIPS is saying that it's how the cycle works is RNG based, but I'm not quite sure that's correct.
Is it kind of like when you load into the level, it like picks it shoots, but they shoot at the same rate? Because I don't know, is that how?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I was pretty sure that was something determining how they cycle through it. And normally you have to wait on all those exploding blocks, but instead we're gonna grab this boat with an energy ball. Another use of energy ball, like everything.
Like, from what I can tell, like, looking at the, like, speedruns, Energy Ball is definitely, like, one of the bread and butters of how you get through, like, the speedruns. It's a thing you're going to use quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like, can't really imagine what a run would look like without it.
Just watch what I believe what's currently, like, the lowest tier run on speedrun.com, because that's essentially a weaponless run. Or you can watch an actual weaponless run, and then you see the run completely used without weapons. Now that's a cycle that we can completely predict.
Like, obviously, like, the other big weapon that I think's been used a few times in the run so far is the frog guy, which we have actually already talked about, so I'm probably not going to go too much into it, but that's the backup thing if you don't want to swap to it.
In this run, there are 4 weapons we use. Unless we're gonna do 7-2 skip, which we're probably not gonna do because 7-2 skips is really difficult. We're gonna talk through how like it works, because reasons. We're gonna talk through it at 7-2 though. There's a replacement skip for 7-2, which is about 20 seconds slower, but is way more consistent. We're gonna do that one instead. Which uses an extra weapon that we haven't used in this run before. Also, I realized my cable isn't properly plugged because I need to press a button for that. So I need to quickly add, when we get into the cutscene of this, I need to quickly turn a button on my charger cable for my laptop that I'm currently streaming on. Otherwise, we might get a really weird pop-up of like, your stream is gonna stop working because, you know, you don't have any energy in your laptop anymore. Let's not hope that happens during a marathon.
Yeah, that would definitely be a bit of a bad happenstance.
Oh, I was on the wrong weapon. I need to be on energy ball there for a little skip. However, we can easily solve it by just moving a bit more. Wait for this laser cycle. You know what this does mean? We might miss.
Oh god.
We might miss butt salad. I should have not done that way.
Oh.
Do this.
Oh.
You'll see soon enough what I mean with butt salad.
I did not realize you could like jump that bit without having to jump on that like moving platform, which I forget what they are called.
Ferdinand. Okay, we're gonna quickly do this.
Yes,
Done. That was difficult. That was taking so much time. Okay. They're called Ferdinands officially. They have many names. Furries, which has another definition as well. I'm gonna explain them later as well, but first, you didn't even complain about prison food, which is shocking.
Which is shocking because that stuff tastes like doo-doo casserole with a side of butt salad.
Nice, Ruben remembers, but going and sing is still not our strongest suit.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn to do that specific line in sync. It's gonna take some practice, but once we get it down, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a long list of really awesome stamper lines in like in the game, but that's the one that I personally remember best.
Yeah, I think that's like the most popular, but like one of this game's main attractions is crude humor, and yeah, it has really good, a really stupid sense of humor, but a really good sense of humor because of it. Among others in Butt Salad, among others in what is known as the Duck Shark, and lastly in how they portray their horses. Also P-Slash.
Yeah, if you haven't played through the game, the storyline, if it can be kind of called that, I guess it really can, but
I mean,
it's
it is
quite it's quite a crazy storyline. Lot of flavor to what's being like said through the story, and
although we are going to do our best attempt at summarizing it, basically, we're in a theater, as the name might say. We are not just normal guests in the theater because we were on a boat. Our boat crashed in a storm. And we got imprisoned in a theater, and now we're like trying not to die as the form of entertainment for these cats. Why we don't like this is one of the reasons why we don't like these cats. So I did not need to swap weapons there.
You can't forget about Hattie, your best friend.
Yes, and to make it even weirder, our best friend, the best friend in all the lands, Hattie Hattington, got forcefully forced to manage this place.
Yeah.
So he's only the leader of this place.
The cats gave him some kind of cursed demonic hat or something to... I don't know. I don't know what they expected when they gave him the hat, but it's definitely got some vibes of horrible mind control-y type thing.
Yeah. Some people say it was blessed by a witch doctor, and then cursed by another witch doctor like 5 minutes after. These are all references to this game. The storyline is amazing. I recommend everyone to like play this game or just even watch the cutscenes. Like 20 minutes of cutscenes, and they're amazing.
Oh yeah,
I am not going to get my YOLO boost here, am I? Oh, I did. Yay. There's a very high chance that you die there on that boost because you boost through like 3 jelly cannons.
Yeah, I definitely, like, I could see the, like, red particles, like, where it looked like your character almost was when you did the jump, so... can never quite tell until you see them right at the end of, like, the...
That's why we call the YOLO boost. There are, like, a couple of boosts that we call YOLO boosts, just because you don't know if you're alive until the boost is completely finished. Which is a bit on the late end for most people's tastings.
Does that... Like, I thought you said you've mostly been running safe strats, but it sounds like you're pulling out a bit of a crazy YOLO strat, like, with the
Why
boost.
isn't this working? There. Wait, what boost? Yeah. The YOLO boost?
The YOLO boost. I guess it's not massively high risk.
The thing with YOLO boost is if you do it weaponless, you lose 15 seconds. It's not that high risk because it's very much manageable, but 15 seconds is a lot of time.
Oh yeah, like... I'd imagine, I don't know what the, like, save versus loss is, but I imagine it's, like, a couple of seconds compared to the 15 seconds, as you've just said, so... Yeah. That's probably a gamble, like, almost always worth making.
Also, cats just got eaten by raccoons.
Oh, yeah.
They are raccoons. Do not get eaten by raccoons. Raccoons hurt.
That looked like some pretty nice cat manip, like to bait them into the waiting arms of those hungry raccoons.
Yeah,
like
that went almost perfectly. I got hit one too many times, but it went almost perfectly. And like on cats, because it's frame perfect, it's really difficult to manage and to make sure that you're perfect.
Yeah, got almost no qualms with feeding the cats to the raccoons, because I don't know, if I had to pick which I hated more in this game, it would be the cats every time.
I don't know, like 8-4 raccoon, I believe it's 8-4, might be a different level in chapter 8. There are 2 raccoons, of which one you can manipulate.
Okay.
The manipulation on that single raccoon has not been working for me on like the last 4 runs, so I'm kind of panicky on that one.
Well, it's not something I've had to experience, so I'm still I gotta go to the cats until proven otherwise. But
yeah. It is a puzzle. The puzzle is fixed. If you get them all in the same line, you fix the puzzle. Not a difficult puzzle, unless you're rude.
Okay. Sorry. Thanks for showing me I can't do maths on stream. It's great, but but yeah, I can't do those puzzles like in the middle of a run. I just panic and don't do them.
Yeah. Like you need to really quickly see what the puzzle is on to like for the puzzle to work properly, but.
It's a pretty embarrassing puzzle to fail as well, because it's actually pretty easy when you like think about it for like more than 2 seconds.
Here's an Omega boost that I hate, because if you get it right, you still get it wrong sometimes.
Oh, that's unfortunate cannon timing as well.
Exactly,
Almost.
like, that is the most annoying Mega Boost in my opinion. Just because if you do it right but on the wrong timing, it's still wrong. And then you die.
Is feed the raccoons.
Yes, maybe if we feed them enough cats, they won't eat us in Chapter 8.
Well, I guess like in the theater, I can't remember the right word for this, but like, do you think like there's a limited number of raccoons? If you fed them enough, by the time you get to stage, was it 8-4 or was it 7-4?
I believe it's 8-4. It's definitely Chapter 8. I just don't know on the top of my head which Chapter 8.
Yeah, but if you feed the raccoons enough like cats and other stuff, maybe they'll be satiated and like do what you want in the later
No
chapters.
longer be hungry, and don't eat me. That is a bit of RNG. Are you waiting for the gate to close?
Yeah. That didn't seem so bad on the RNG, but I wouldn't really know what the best looks like is there.
According to Mibs, it's 8-2, which very well might be true. He has run this game a lot more than I have. But who knows? Who knows? We'll find out in Chapter 8. So stay tuned in Chapter 8 if you want to find out where the raccoon in Chapter 8 is. Yeah, that's the one, Mips. That's the only occurrence of raccoons in Chapter 8, I believe. And what I believe, I'm almost certain.
It's one of the things that's always like funny about this start of the stage, because we're like just still getting this one a bit more like perfectly done. It's one way to say it anyway. Is that we can actually like both launch off that pad, and it looks a bit glitchy and funny. So it's always a fun start. It's always a fun start for this one on the co-op.
Yeah. In co-op, it can just be very glitchy with jump pads, but we won't be seeing that because it's a single player.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, everyone. We should have practiced harder.
Well, what can I say to that? I'm the scrub that's stopping us from co-op, but
I mean, I've been having a very busy schedule as well, so it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Maybe next, maybe next Winter Pride, or maybe Summer Pride. I think, is it called Summer Pride? I don't know. Anyways, maybe the next Pride event we'll be doing a Battleblock co-op. Cause that run is cool. This run is also cool. Gonna see there's an AG to Q as well, done by someone who like doesn't mess up as much as I do.
The old level runs, but
yeah. Hi raccoon, don't eat me, please. Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
Friends.
Okay, yeah, just power up Pride. But yeah, we might see this in the future as a co-op run, which is even more difficult.
Yeah, I'm both excited and terrified to have to run a co-op run live.
It's such a cool run, but like even Chapter 1 has major time losses in the co-op version.
Yeah, it's taken us a little, I'd say a little while to get a good hand of Chapter 1 like thing. But
yeah.
I think we can do Chapter 1 now.
That's a golden hat, by the way. It spawns randomly once every 30 seconds. If you pick it up and hit the exit, it loses you another 10, or it loses you 10 seconds. If you do not pick it up, it only loses you 4 seconds. But regardless, you're losing time. Also, this frog guy is not being very kind to me. There. Come down this hole to your inevitable doom, please.
Oh, what can I say? Maybe it's because I'm here that frog guy like won't work for you, but
a frog guy might be triggered because I found a replacement for him.
The frog people will rise.
We might be going a little bit. Okay, that's a weird spot to die on. That was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Which is just a summary of me doing this run today, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
Normally you'd have to do a large part of this level, but you can skip that. You have to get that rock on top of the cat, but you can just jump it if your timing is right. And my timing is always right, except when it's not.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect to see you like make any mistakes. It's perfect run so far.
Perfect, perfect. Free world record, here I come. So now we're in chapter 4? Yes, we're in chapter 4, because I just,
Yeah.
Chapter
4.
Chapter 4 is like the last level of the first half, which is just simple maths. By the way, that's one of the best cat manips, where if you jump slightly earlier than you should, or than you normally do, then the cat doesn't touch you. That's the most important cat manip in this entire game.
Oh, how badly does it go if that cat touches you? Do I want to know?
You die. You just die, that's all.
I'm guessing, I didn't really see where the checkpoints were, but I'm guessing that's like quite
also,
a...
these cats can be a bit of a
setback.
hassle, but... It's not that much of a setback, it's just your death animation is really long because you die on the roof and then you first fall down to the ground and then you disappear, which is one of the longest death animations in the game.
Yeah, there's definitely can feel, like when you're playing, a very big difference between which death animations are fast and which ones you just have to slowly watch your character sink into that water to their inevitable drowning demise.
Yeah. Almost all are almost the same time, but there's minor differences in most. However, there's a few that take longer. I just juked the fireball. I need to get set on fire so I can get launched by water. If you're on fire and you fall in water, you get launched in the air.
Yeah.
That's real life physics, I promise.
Yeah. Not sure how many levels it's useful for, but I think off the top of my head, I feel like it's one more level besides this one. You use that fire trick on the single player.
We do it in one more level. See, Ruben knows the single player speedrun as well.
Vaguely.
He's not here just for the co-op run.
Well.
Now we're gonna use a frog eye here. And I need to swap. I need to learn to swap it slightly faster. Because it's possible to do that slightly faster.
Yeah, simple speedrun stuff. If you can swap while you're moving and not having to stop against the wall, it's obviously going to save you time. But easier said than done.
Yes. And it doesn't lose you much time anyways, because I find a decent spot to do it on. Not the best, not the worst. Okay. My brother is about to go live as well on his channel with something different. So if you hear background noise, please not in Discord, but if you hear in the stream background noise, please let me know ASAP, and then I will I will mute my mic and let Ruben take solo commentary and hope that it goes well. No, I believe in the Rubens.
Yes, I can totally do the solo commentary, I'm sure. won't be awful in the least. But
so yeah. If you pick that up, then I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure we fixed that in advance. If not, I am sorry.
I think I can hear someone in the background.
Yeah. On Discord it's easy to hear, but...
Ah, okay, so it's just for me. My ears only.
But I got at least one I do not, which means... Yay? Oh, by the way, I hate to skip with a fiery passion. Because it's button bashing!
What you need is a fan to help you out.
Yes! In co-op, the level goes way easier because your co-op buddy just pushes you through it, and single player is just button bashing.
Yeah. It's one of the, one of the things that's very different in the co-op run is your co-op partner, which is me, has to do a variety of weapon swaps. There's because you said earlier, there's only 4 of them used in the single player, but in the co-op, I I don't know how many it is because I've not got to the end of it, but it's more like something like 7. Use a bigger variety of weapons.
I'm gonna count in a little bit. The new version of single player only uses 3 unless you still use old strats on 7.2, which is the case in mine, or for me. So, okay, that was a really lucky boost, helping me to be a little tiny bit faster. And co-op, or in single player, we use Frog Eye, Energy Ball, Paper Airplane, and occasionally Dart. In my case, we also use Dart. I'm having a brain fart. That is not what. In co-op, we also use Fireball. We use Fan. We use Sludge Ball. Sludge Ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This guy is really badly positioned for me, so I need to do a bit more work to kill him.
Use Boomerang, but I'm pretty sure you use that in the single player as well.
No,
so...
you do. Boomerang is an optional one in single player, and it's not faster because menuing. It's only faster in individual levels, and 100%.
Oh. I could swear I've seen it in like the runs. Is that one of the ones that got removed with new strats, or is that been dead for a while?
Boomerang has been dead for a while. It used to be and then like level in chapter 1, like 3 gems, I believe, maybe 2.
I think I was thinking more of a chapter 8 level where you like throw it to get some gems on the left or something through a cloud block, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh yes, I completely forgot. 7-1 we still use Boomerang. Thank you, Mips, for correcting me on that one.
Yay, I wasn't wrong. It was you!
Yes. Okay, I just barely made that. 7-2 or 7-1 is a really cool level. I just adore chapter 7 overall, even though it's considered the most difficult chapter, because it has so many cool and unique skips in it. Here. I'm just going to ignore my really stupid deaths.
It's okay because the jelly cannon got the toast afterwards, which means there's a jelly toast.
Yes, I agree with that statement. We got PBJ without peanut butter. We got just J. I hope you like your just J. Okay, we're going through here, and then we're gonna wait for that laser cycle. Then we're gonna try to skip, which is really stupid and difficult. And I did not get it. If you throw that rock at the right timing, whilst you get launched by the jump bat, you get thrown to the other side as well, so that goes a lot faster. However, reliability is different.
So it's one of those riskier end strats. It doesn't seem like it lost you that much time, but I guess every second counts.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to try remember the line off the top of my head for this bit?
Wait, what line? Are we doing a line? Oh yeah, long before the poo hit the fan. Because we can't say shit. Oh.
Well, there you go.
There. I said it. I should have phrased that differently if I want to make this a swear-free stream. Or a root swear-free stream. I wanted to try and skip that jam.
Oh.
Now there's the most difficult skip in the game up and coming, which we are not going to do. You're gonna see a similarity here. The most difficult skip and the second most difficult skips we are not doing. Instead we are doing the safer version, which are still difficult, but not as difficult.
Okay.
There's a frame perfect, pixel perfect movement on that part. Okay. Yeah, I feared that as much. At least the fire breathing cat is still alive. As long as he's alive, everything's fine. That ending part is a bit, a bit risky. a bit tricky, but it's also just the second cat can ruin that ending very much so, because you're just waiting to get set on fire, and the backup strat is just so long.
Can the like other cat like block the fireball, or can you like accidentally miss it and set the fireball cat on fire? Because it looks like
Yes,
those.
that
Yeah.
has happened before.
Well,
There have been many ways of dying in that part.
yeah, I can imagine at least a few of them. So, but fortunately, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that one can go horribly wrong, or it can kinda go wrong.
Yeah.
Or it can go right, but we do not talk about that because that never happens.
But yeah, like generally what I've seen so far from the run is there's been few little mistakes that cost like little bits of times, but it's nothing big, but not the horror stages yet.
It's kind of the same conundrum as always. Like the easy stuff I kept past with difficulty, but the more difficult skips, even though not like the super difficult ones which we're not doing, those go by pretty easily. Kind of the opposite of what should be happening. Okay, we're going to have to wait for his laser cycle because we determined that whilst we were rocking below. Did I make this? Okay, I made that cycle. That's really close.
Oh wow, yeah, that was. I'm not really sure what the timing is, but that looked like pretty perfect.
Yeah, that's a cycle, laser cycle, which it's pretty much impossible to determine how strong those are. Yeah, now I'm like thinking like, what more? What haven't we talked about? Talked about single player, co-op.
Well, one of the things that I don't think we actually went through, which happened I think once, is how much of a penalty you get if you get extra gems, which some people here probably know.
Oh yeah, extra gems. That's a thing.
Yeah. So generally, as you're like running the level, you like try and memorize which gems you're getting, and you kind of get used to it. But sometimes you'll pick up a gem that you didn't want, and the problem with this is when you get to the end of the level, there's an animation where they stamp like all the gems you've got, and if you had any more, then the animation goes on for a bit longer as they put in that extra gem.
Okay, I'm being embarrassing right now. This ending is not difficult, but it's proving to be difficult.
Don't worry, we'll pretend it didn't happen, and I'll continue with my gem explanation.
Yes, damn animations.
But yeah. So pretty much the animation for each extra gem you get over the 3 that you need to unlock the exit, it's a 0.3 animation, I believe, approximately. So
yes, 0.3. I was the person who measured that because I was not being very useful back then. I just kind of measured stuff that I didn't know, and that's how we know that is exactly 0.3 seconds. Well, not exactly. It might not be exactly because there's still the human error thing. Also, this is one of the first real instances of checkpoint skipping, where we don't get checkpoints and then die on purpose.
Oh, you just got that cycle, from what I could see.
Yeah, I had really good luck with the laser cycle. This cycle I'm not so lucky. We're gonna do death abuse a little bit. Mostly in chapter 7 there are a lot of them. Where we skip checkpoints to get back to the start of the back of the level, and where the exit happens to be.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it seems like quite a lot of a necessity for chapter 7 to try to do those properly.
Yeah. My current PB has a failed checkpoint skip on 7.5, the least popular level in the speedrun, and you'll find out why soon.
Well, soon if you depend on how good you do the speedrun.
Not very good apparently, because this is not that difficult of a section, but we are failing it anyways, because we wanted to go for a super quick one, and it kind of bit us in the butt, or bit me in the butt. No one else but
Yeah.
got bitten.
Managed to phase through the wall though to get quick through the cycle. I didn't actually. Oh yeah, I guess actually it's because you're in the block at the same time it swaps over. It doesn't place the block, so yeah.
Exactly. We are, by the way, in the second half. The run hasn't quite started yet up until this level. This is the level which I indicate as the start of the run.
Yeah. We're in the big boy levels now.
Yes. Put on your big boy pants because we're in the big boy levels.
Yeah. I think these might even be levels that like I haven't seen the co-op version of too much yet.
We've seen chapter 5 entirely.
Yeah.
So
we're getting like really close to it though. Oh yeah, I've definitely seen this level. I recognize those saw blocks.
This level, actually no, it's not this one. It's one of the next ones. Okay, this cat arena is a bit frustrating. Because this rocket guy can really screw you up together with those cats.
Yeah, as we've seen.
That arena, we call those little ending parts where there's like a lot of stuff that can kill you and a lot of cats. We call those arenas. That arena is like the start of the run, where it's like, okay, the heat just got turned up 10 times. This level should come familiar, Ruben.
Oh yeah, this is probably the best co-op level by in terms of how much suffering it causes to the.
It's the coolest level just because it seems really simplistic, but it's super complicated.
I think you get to say it's the coolest level because you're not the person that has to try and pull on the block for several minutes and while it doesn't work.
I mean, if we look at like the world record co-op, then this is probably the coolest level just because it seems super simple, yet it is probably the most technically difficult. Unless we do more block glitches later on, but we don't exactly know.
But yeah, since I haven't actually explained why that level was awful, I probably should. But there's a fun thing you can do with the level with the moving blocks that you move your dudes, where you can phase the moving blocks through a few of the other blocks with lag or something. I believe you need to have lag for it.
Yeah, it's latency based.
Yeah, and basically you eventually phase it through enough stuff that you can erase a block and get straight to the exit from like the starting point. But actually managing to do like the phasing through the blocks is pretty difficult in my opinion.
Yes.
Easily.
You need to have the block phased before the latency catches up. They have a very tiny window. And the better your internet connection, the smaller the window.
Yeah, I'd say it's the hardest thing I've had to like try and practice so far at speedrunning, and I still got a lot of practice, like a lot of practice to get that like done in a competitive time.
But it's still a cool glitch just because you get to destroy walls. Yeah. So I got a question on the estimate. The estimate itself is 1 hour and 40 minutes. My sum of passes 128 and I can consistently get sub 130. However, this run has proven a bit slow. Can someone tell me what the current time is? Because I don't have the stream open or a timer open for myself.
It says 45:30. I think that might be a little off depending on like start time and stuff like that.
That has to be off. Like that would be world record pace. Not by a lot, but oh yeah. This is a spike jump. It's a cool jump.
Yeah, like the thing I seem to remember about the spike jumps is there's like only a frame, or really not many frames at all, that you have to like stand on the spikes to like make them not just murder you and ruin your day.
There's like 2 or 3 pixels, but like some of the pixels can still kill you depending on. I have no idea what it depends on, but they can still sometimes kill you. Now this is a cycle. Okay. That cycle is really difficult to get, but when you get it, you know you're gonna have a good time in this level, because as the token of chapter 5 is cycles. Everything is one giant cycle that you have to fight through.
Is there like a way of determining like what cycle the rest of the level has from like the early bits, or are you just kind of like?
The cycle will always stay the same as it was before. The cycles are completely predetermined as soon as you spawn into the level.
Okay. But I mean, like you could spawn with an unlucky set of cycles, which could cut you maybe like a second or two off, I guess.
In this particular level, the cycles are really close. Like you need to be very on point with your cycles to get everything done in one cycle.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we're about 2 minutes. That seems pretty reasonable, actually. That would be 147, so that would be a 147. That would be at 50 now. That's a really solid pace.
Oh, nice job.
Because, if chapter 6 or 6, level 9 is where I normally hit the 1 hour mark. So I have about 10 minutes to reach the 1 hour mark, or to reach the to complete the next 9 levels, which is very doable.
Yeah, from like the impression I've got of like how long each level is, like they're generally around a minute per level. Obviously, there's variances per each level and section. But...
Okay, this is the part where I'm a bit nervous, and now we're gonna see a cool glitch. Look, we know walls.
Oh wow, nice. So, isn't it because the block phases through the cloud thing? You just caught in through it, or am I looking at something else that I didn't see?
We are whilst using the energy ball on ice, we are moving at more than 60 FPS, or we're moving more than 1 pixel every 1/6 of a second. Because of this, the game only catches up to you your movement as you're already in the block, and then you get pushed out of it, but you get pushed out of it in the direction that you're pushing. So you glitch through the wall. That is the clearest explanation I can give. It is not entirely like how it works. There's a lot more that goes into it, but that's the basic concept of it.
Okay.
It might be the entire thing, and I just think there's more to it, but I don't know.
I just take it to mean ice means fancy stuff you can do.
Ice means ice physics, and ice physics are generally annoying, but we can abuse them in this game a couple of times. I don't know exactly how many times we abused them, but we abused them a couple of times. Oh yeah, I like Mib's explanation as well. The wall is magic.
It's just magic. There you go.
It's magic. I don't know how it works. It's magic. That final part of the final level is there's about 6 cats there, and there's a way to manipulate them, but you're on ice, so the already frame perfect cat manipulation has to be done with ice physics. I got it in that run. Or in this run, and I'm really happy with that because, you know, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
We glitched through another wall here. I have to be a bit careful on this part now. Do not die, because then I respawn at the start, and respawning at the start pretty much on this point, or in this specific level, means runs over.
Yeah, that was... It definitely looks like you'd have lost a lot of time from having to do like the glitch against the thing to get through that wall.
The total time loss, if you die on the first escalator, I am doing this wrong. I need this on the top wall, not on the bottom wall. Is about 30 to 40 seconds.
Ouch! Yeah, that's definitely a lot of time you wouldn't want to lose.
Yeah, but we got it actually perfectly, so. We got the wall glitch, we got the secret gem, we didn't die on the escalator, or treadmills, or I keep calling them escalators for some reason.
From my newbie perspective on the run, it looks like it's shaping up like really well so far. But there we go, I've cursed you.
Not the jinx, and the immediate effect of the jinx. God damn it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this PG-13, but I tend to swear a lot.
I shouldn't have said anything. It's all my fault.
I am like more of an online gamer than a speedrunner, generally speaking. So, as by the rules of online gaming, I swear a lot.
Does that make me not an online gamer? Because I barely swear, but I thought I played a lot of online games.
Oh no! I was gonna be on the perfect cycle as well, and then I died horribly, and now I'm gonna have to wait for this cycle, and hopefully not for the next cycle, but probably for the next cycle. Oh no! Never mind. That literally lost me 0 seconds. Also, I got a spike jump, and I realized too late that I got a spike jump.
That was fancy accidental spike jumping.
If you can do 3 consecutive spike jumps on that, you don't have to wait for the Fernand. But pixel perfect positioning is not an easy thing.
Yeah, you kind of have to be amazing at the game to do that. Like, really amazing from what I could tell.
Doing it on 1 is pretty doable, as we do in the finale final 5 or finale 4, I believe. I do it where it's technically not necessary.
Okay, maybe it's just at my level that jumping to the spikes consistently like that just seems godlike. But
doing them consistently in like multi-tier jumps is okay. That was a pretty bad loss. Also, because I just did it twice in a row.
Oh, that's gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe more so than getting spiked itself. Probably not.
But yeah, I also skipped the gem because of that spike jump, because it was on the final one. So we saved another 0.3 seconds. So we saved time by not waiting for the Fernand, and we saved time by not getting an extra gem.
Ah.
It's the only level where it's very normal to get 4 gems.
The only in the single player, because I remember maybe it's just me, but
we have to up our ability of not getting gems in co-op. That might be true. Might be very true. Okay, we're going to do a little puzzle section that's actually quite difficult, but we're gonna make it easy. Gonna move these blocks?
No. Well, I can guess what you're gonna do. I'm gonna wait on bated breath for this. Oh no, wait, that was No, I feel silly because I forgot that's how you did it, and I just thought you were gonna like phase yourself through a wall, but I think you need ice for phasing through walls.
Yeah, exactly. You need ice to phase through walls, like there.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't
Well,
completely wrong about phasing through walls, but it's a little later.
Yeah. Good old death abuse, though.
Good old death abuse. Dying on purpose to save some time. That puzzle is very complicated if you do not realize that you can do death abuse. Okay, this is the world record holder, Game Guy's favorite level. And I can agree that it's a really cool level, but I would never say it's my favorite, because I do not like this level. Because I am not good at this level.
What can be wrong when you have to do so much cat murder? Oh yeah, this bit.
This bit. I got the setup really well though, so...
Oh wow, first time.
First time. So yay.
But yeah, for anyone that missed it, I don't think there'd probably be many of it, but you got a energy ball off the rocket that's coming to impendingly kill you to phase through the block. So,
and if you're not positioned perfectly, you get launched upwards, and generally speaking, there's a rocket above your head as well. And then you die to that rocket.
Yeah. I can quite imagine how that would take some practice and be quite frustrating if you didn't get it.
Okay, we got a 27 there, which is a really solid time. We're gonna do risky rock throws. Let's go. Risky rock throws.
Let's go. I believe in the risky rock throws.
There, that's risky rock throws.
Oh,
you have a setup for it, which makes it super consistent. But you don't need the setup. The setup loses you about 4 seconds. risky can save a lot more. Actually, it loses you more than 4 seconds. It loses you like 6 or 7 because you have to get a rock back as well. But yeah, we got risky strats, nice in one go.
So was that just chapter 6 that you did? Because like I seem to remember hearing that chapter 6 was the one that was like.
Chapter 6 is my personal least favorite.
Yeah, that's why. And the normal least favorite is the chapter 7.
But chapter 7 is my favorite.
But yeah. So.
I think every like active runner has a love-hate relationship with chapter 7 because it's such a cool level, or chapter, but it's just there's so much going on and there's so much you can lose time on and it's scary. Because I have to focus in the next little bit. Is there any donations or something that can be read?
We actually have a $5 donation, but that is from Anonymous with no message. So thank you, Anonymous, but sorry you didn't say anything.
I guess like I'll just have to take on some temporary solo commentary. So I guess fancy rock flows. Don't know. And
Arch Nemesis is upcoming. I have an arch nemesis. It's this dude. He's my arch nemesis. And that's part of why he's my arch nemesis. This finale is by far my least favorite. There. That's what I kind of wanted to focus on.
Well, through it, and now you're on to at least your more preferred chapter. You're through your worst. Now.
Except 7-5. Nobody likes 7-5. 7-5 is a terrible level. However, we're first going to go into 7-1, which is a really cool level. It's really simple, and it's really cool. Actually, there's a lot going into the level, but we skip pretty much everything.
Oh, is this this good old boomerang?
This is good. This is the only level where we use boomerang, but boomerang is very valuable in this. First, we use Frog Eye to get up there. Then we swap out Frog Eye for boomerang, and we're gonna throw a boomerang. Equip that. Get a lot of unnecessary gems because I did a slow on how I jumped.
Poor Frog Guy first getting replaced for me, then getting replaced for a boomerang.
I mean, he makes a comeback soon.
Oh.
Also, apparently Mib's like 7-5 because, I mean, you, Game Guy, and Storm don't count because you guys are weird. No. You and Game Guy are like super consistent in getting the setup list strat, and Storm is just weird. For Storm, I don't have another explanation. This is 7-2, by the way. 7-2 has a really cool new skip that we're not doing. Instead, we're doing checkpoint skips.
Okay, so there's fancy new strats, but we're doing the classic old strats.
Which are fancy too, because you have to skip checkpoints, and you don't want to wait for those saw blades. So we use 2 weapons to make it slightly faster.
Oh,
the new
correct me. Oh, sorry. You go on.
No. Go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
Okay. Like, did that weapon add to the counting one of like the 3 or 4 we've got that you just used?
That's the 5th weapon that only I use.
Oh, only you use. I see.
Or anyone who hasn't learned new 7-2. So I guess it's time to explain new 7-2 to everyone. New 7-2 is where in the ending part there's normally a wall there. With a 1 block gap, but the 1 block gap has spikes attached to it. So, what we do is we dupe an airplane in midair, and then throw a Frog Eye to like go over that part. This is how you dupe an airplane. You activate a weapon, but before it okay, that's too far out. I need to do this. You activate a weapon, and before you throw it out, you swap to paper airplane. Now the paper airplane doesn't float. And that allows us to get through nifty parts like that and skip part of the level. I did not need to weapon swap there. I need to swap back, swap to Frog Eye, because I need Frog Eye soon. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure who found the paper airplane stuff, because I don't know the old fancy time save, like, for me stuff that I guess happens, but, like, I guess, like, that one, from what I get the impression of, is saved a lot of time when people found it on the airplane one.
40 seconds. It's 40 seconds to complete the level normally.
Yeah, like...
Oh, I might be a little slow on this. So we're gonna do more checkpoint skips.
Yeah, that's the...
And we're gonna do a portal jump. We failed the portal jump, so we got a checkpoint, which is a little bit slower because we still need this jump. Not a lot slower because we still end up near the start, but it is a little bit slower. And we're gonna equip Frog Eye again because we need him for this. It skips 1.5 minute worth of a level by a single Frog Eye. A good Frog Eye. We like him.
Well, I wouldn't include the we in there.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry that you hold a personal vendetta to Frog Eye. Okay, so this is 7.5, and this is the level nobody likes, except like Storm, Game Guy, and Mips, because they're weird. We do checkpoint skips. That's the most important part of this. However, there's a really difficult ending part to it. And if you do cat manips on them, like go perfectly, you lose so much more time. So you don't want to cat manipulate those perfectly. We want to kill this cat. We want to kill that cat, just in case. Because if I hit that checkpoint, we're going to lose a lot of time because we have to do level twice. Instead, now I can just walk into the exit. Level complete.
Feel free to let me know when you have a chance for a donation.
I forgot what to... Okay, next, I'll do the next level really quick, and when we hit, like, the secret gate, we have donation time. This level is pretty cool as well. Because what we do is we glitch through a wall, if I can get this glitch right. And we swap to Frog Eye again, because we had paper airplane. We Frog Eye. We go over this, and we pretty much skip the entire level with that wall glitch. You actually have to do a lot to activate the duck shark. They're called duck sharks, by the way. Don't ask me why. I don't know.
I can see the duck, but
it's also part shark. Anyways, we're going to go into the most difficult level of the game, so we have donation time.
Okay, we have a $50 donation from Ariel that says, "Shoutouts to Jessica for the super impressive run. Let's keep helping SRLP. Put this towards the Majora's Mask glitch exhibition."
Okay, that was the most. Thank you for the donation, by the way. Thank you for the. I'm glad that you're enjoying this run. We just had the most difficult level, which is sarcasm, by the way, if it wasn't obvious. Because we skipped the entirety of the level with 2 Frog Eyes.
Well, I'm sure I could have like helped you skip that level if I was there, but Frog Guy will have to do it.
Frog Eye helps. Burn Frog Eye still. I want to be on Energy Ball for this. So this is one of the final checkpoint skips. And it's one of the slower ones. And if you get consistent on it, it goes pretty well. But it's always like looming, as in this level can go very, very wrong very, very quickly. Like dying somewhere is just, well, you just lost your run. There's this part, which is a really difficult jump, but which I just can't seem to get. So we're gonna do Duck Shark if it can't get in this one. Okay, we can't seem to get it, so we're gonna just wait for Duck Shark, which is a lot slower, but
yeah,
it's faster than just bumping my head into. Haha. Also, Duck Shark likes to launch onto the checkpoint, so you have to be really careful with that, because we're skipping checkpoints. This level is just all about not wanting to go too fast. If you go too fast on this level, you are going to either die or take a checkpoint. You need to just be patient, complete the level, and everything will be fine. Go too fast, everything will go horribly, horribly wrong.
Isn't the whole point of the speedrunning though that you're supposed to go fast?
Yes, that is kind of the point, but not in that. In that level, take it slow, take it easy, and everything will be fine. It's the bane of newer speedrunners together with 7.5. 7.5 just because of its sheer difficulty. This one, 7.8, or not, this is 7.9, but that was stupid.
I believe the term would be haste, not speed, or something, but I don't know my phrases very well, so maybe I'm wrong. I sounded silly.
Okay, that went almost horribly wrong because we want to skip the attack point as well. We want him to stand over there, and then we're gonna suicide and throw a rock. We're gonna boost like that, and now this is a bit of RNG, depending on where the pig is. Come on, move pig, thank you. You can call that pig from the other side, but you're almost always slower off than just waiting for the pig. It's a bit of stupid RNG, because pigs move randomly.
Yeah, I think the randomness on the pigs just works, that they, like, every so often, they'll just, like, move a bit or something. I'm not sure. And
yeah, they just kind of move on their own sometimes. Like, once every 5 seconds on, I believe it's around average, but it can differ a lot.
oh,
Okay, these are the other 2 levels of Chapter 7 that I do not like. The 2 finales. Oh shit, I also said shit, which is not a good thing. I also just... Okay, we do not want to jump during this. We also don't want to do that.
yeah, that first grenade, like, seemed to have some really unfortunate timing to, like, fall down, but...
Yeah. Okay, then we're gonna fly back up. We're gonna keep a couple of wing charges, so we don't want to die here. Because that saves a little bit of time on this section. Because now we can fly like that. We need to get rid of wings. And then we finish like that. Get the raccoon over here. And that's the first one. That was an okay run through if you ignore, like, the death grenades.
Yeah. I also like how there's just, like, this fancy new enemy type that's in the game that you just kind of ignore and run right past.
Wait, which one did we ignore and run right past?
The flying saucer.
Oh yeah, the flying saucer, which is basically just the flying version of the energy ball throwing dude. This boomerang guy is being a troll, which occasionally happens. He was being more of a troll than normal, but it occasionally happens. So we're gonna kill that guy to secure that we do this properly. And we're gonna do this. Now this part is one that I'm notoriously bad on. This is one of the arenas. And there's a lot that goes into this arena. A lot of cats, a pig that has to stand on a certain position for you. Oh, and the next down to spike jump apparently, which gets me to the exit, which is amazing. Like, I take a minute, or I need a second to just realize that spike jump just saved me like potential 40 seconds. I once lost 3 minutes to that arena. That arena can be very dreadful.
Yeah, if that pig moves, like, you have those cats beating on you and you want to get the pig back on, but the pig just wants to keep moving all the time, and the cat's, it's just looks like one of the nasty ones you gotta deal with. Oh, gems, beautiful gems.
We're in the vault. We're almost ready to save Hattie, but first we need to go through 11 more levels. For this one I need rhythm, so please be quiet. 1, 2. Okay. That is one that I learned from one of the other runners, where you use rhythm to go through, or where you use rhythm instead of a frame perfect trick, which you otherwise would need. Okay, I am slightly really embarrassed that that just happened. That hasn't happened to me in like such a long time.
Well,
Oh,
you got some of the other levels really nicely, so you're allowed at least one mistake.
That makes me wonder, like, how far are we currently in? Can someone tell me? I'm getting really curious to, like... Oh, I missed a gem somewhere. I know what gem I missed. This
The timer says 1:13, but obviously that is off.
1:13 would be awesome. I need to backtrack a bit because I missed a gem.
That's
I need to just reset the level because I missed a gem way too early. Oh, okay, this is going to screw this a lot.
That's like a full minute. That's not a good gem to have missed then.
It's that one that I just missed. Oh no, it's a different one because of the raccoon mess up. I missed a gem. Oh, haha. Raccoon, please. Normally get that gem.
So this is the raccoon you were talking about that you like hated earlier, I seem to remember, or is that a different?
No,
raccoon?
no, no.
I don't remember.
This is a different raccoon. This raccoon we don't really mind. Okay, that's how you could do it when you get all the gems.
At least it was a smooth run after you did the restart. Like.
The raccoons are kind of cute, but they are also very murderous. I don't know. I don't like getting eaten by raccoons, even if they're cute. That was really badly timed. We use that to boost off. I haven't gotten that in the last 6 runs. I finally got that raccoon manip. I am so happy. This is just. Oh, and then I messed up that. This is a cycle. You have to wait for cycles. As per usual, I'm being impatient on stupid moments.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for this laser cycle because I didn't see it get started. We're gonna skip this checkpoint for a little bit of time save. We just get back here, which is near the exit. Need one more gem, and that's a finish. The death there are 2 ways of dying there. You either die to the laser or you die to the rock. Dying to the rock saves 0.4 seconds. I know these time saves for some reason. I got the death to the rock, which means 0.4 seconds. Yay.
Sounds pretty nice. Like.
That's another entire section skipped by a slash attack. I'm surprised that that one didn't go or went through playtesting just without any issues.
Yeah, that's definitely seems like one of the easier to have found like time skips that happen. I don't know.
We activate these blocks with this block so that they respawn a little bit faster, because we have to wait for the respawn. We're gonna do a risky thing in trying to skip one of those, which apparently paid off really well. And say it's 1 laser cycle, 1 laser cycle is about 3 to 4 seconds. So 3 to 4 seconds time save. Yay. Also, I just saw someone manage Behemoth. By the way, this game is developed by an indie company called Behemoth. The more you know. They make great games, among others Battleblock Theater, which is a great game.
Yeah, I think the... Oh no, I'm not gonna try to remember what the other game is called in the middle of the stream, because I just can't. It's like Pit People or something.
I thought Pit Fight, but it might be Pit People. I'm starting to doubt myself. They have 2 games. One of them is Battleblock and one of them is the quote-unquote sequel, well, Pit something.
I shouldn't have tried, like,
right.
Now, yeah.
Okay, he stopped moving because I was in mid-air, which is kind of awkward. That means that he stopped moving at the worst possible time. On the other hand, I got the perfect cycle on that part. And I actually got that in between this. I was almost certain I was gonna die there, but I didn't, so yay. I did not die. That's good. I did die. On a slightly later part, on a slightly more stupid part, on a slightly more embarrassing part.
Oh. Ripperinos and Pepperinos.
I agree with that statement. That's not far enough. I need one block further at least. This I can work with. There. That's what we were planning to do. I overshot. This does not lose me time, by the way. It's worth the risk. It's a very precise jump. But if you get it, then it saves the entire duck shark walk, which is pretty long. I don't know the exact timing. And if you die, you don't lose any time.
Yeah. You just gotta wait for that duck shark to do it, which you'd have done if you didn't do the risk anyway, so yeah.
Now this is a part I am definitely not a fan of. Because we're gonna need to place a mid-air frog eye. Like that. And then not die in the end. But it's very difficult to do if you don't get it on first try. And with on first try I mean mid-air. There. That's the quote-unquote backup strat, but the backup strat is more difficult than the normal one.
You just got like significant practice on the normal strat then, or?
Yes. However, it's a frame perfect trick. That was really stupid. I am losing a lot of time by being stupid, which is my normal chapter 8, by the way. I just randomly decide I don't want to PB in chapter 8 normally.
Well, I'm not like sure what our current time is, but you probably
we're if we were on entrance on about 118, that means that I'm about I'm still sub 130 pace, but not PB pace anymore. PB pace requires a 115.
Okay, well that's unfortunate, but you can still get a pretty good on-stream time. It's nothing
Yeah, like it's sub 130 I'm still really happy with, because sub 130, like the last time I ran this at a marathon, I had a time of 135. Like
okay,
that's just 5 minutes of improvement.
Yeah, if you could consistently prove it each marathon, then maybe one day you can beat the world record. One day.
Maybe one day I can race Game Guy without already knowing that I'll lose. This is a nifty little cycle that we just boost double through. If you don't boost like immediately on spawn, then it's really difficult to boost through that, but we know those timings. Or at least I do. I don't know about anyone else in this room. Well, Mibs does as well, because he runs this game. I don't think anyone else does.
Definitely not me.
Okay, now this is one where historically I didn't have a problem with, but recently I've been having a lot of issues with this one. Okay, second try. That's still not good, but it's not bad either. And this is like the reverse. Recently I haven't been having much issues with this skip, but historically I have. It's opposite day apparently.
Yeah, well,
or it's been opposite week, I should say.
It's
You don't have anything to say anymore.
Yeah, I think that became awkwardly obvious.
Don't worry.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've died there, and within a while, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was my last death to that specific spot was first playthrough.
Are you like not sure that like after looking at this, you might have to like put like chapter 8 as the chapter that you like?
Yes, chapter 8 might be my new Doomsday chapter.
Yeah.
It's just Doesn't feel right to call chapter 8 a Doomsday chapter. I'm getting pinged a lot on my phone, which is a different story, and I should really resist the urge of looking at my phone.
Yeah, it's not long left now until you're at the end of it, so I think it can wait for a second at least.
Yes, people are gonna have to just wait. And that's that level. So we're 3 more levels to go. One level is just pretty much safe and fine, and we are gonna get through it very easily. One level is going to be should be completely fine, but might have a death somewhere awkwardly. And one level is this one, and this level is very, very scary. It's a good start to it, at least. We're gonna do a safe rock throw, because we're so late into this game. You can do that with a single rock, but I need this gem. Okay, this level is proving to go really well, which is nice. But we're not yet finished with this level. No, there's one more dude. That dude. Which slowed us down a little bit, but nothing major, so... Yeah, we'll be well under 140, which is good because we had like technical difficulties in the start. And now, we're going to be a bit more back on schedule. It's nice.
Yeah, you get some nice satisfaction now, knowing that out of all the speedrunners, you were one of the speedrunners that beat the time you submitted.
To be fair, Battleblock is one of those speedruns where you do a safe submission of your time.
Yeah, that's...
Like, if you're consistently at 120, you still submit a 125. If you're consistently at sub 130, you still submit 135. When I submitted this, I was... Okay, that was... The super difficult level went super easy, and then this level just had that death in there. If you're at like 130, you always submit 5 minutes higher than your consistent time, because there are those runs that just screw up everything.
Yeah, I know, I've experienced them.
I guess. And with I guess I mean I know. This section is a bit difficult. Now we're in Jelly Cannon Central, which as long as you take so it's fine as well. And now, we're not when we. I'll tell you when like the time is. The time is when we quote unquote hit the boat, which I'll explain in a little bit. But first, we're gonna show this level, which is technically a really big and really difficult level, but we're skipping it entirely by using the 2 token weapons of the speedrun. I died there. That was bad. That was really bad. With the 2 token weapons, you can boost up there, which you're not supposed to be yet. And then with Frog Eye, you can skip to the exits. Like that. Okay. So now, we saved Hattie. We're not quite yet on the time. I'll scream time when we are.
Just got that final ending animation.
We just gotta get to the boat. When we like throw up our arms and stuff, we're also like, that's when time's normally taken, which is about now, so time. There.
Ooh.
Yay.
So we finally made it back to the boat after
Great
a
success.
exhausting adventure.
I don't know.
bet your
I don't know what
dogs are
I
barking.
should
I mean,
really.
let's face it, most of them.
I'm consistently asking for the time and it might be obnoxious, but at about what are we? Let's bit people.